Hey everyone, it's Michael Kikle. I hope you're doing well today, and I have a video here to talk about the next Pirates of the Caribbean film, and that is Part 2, Dead Man's Chest. Now, Dead Man's Chest, when I was a kid, I remember having Disney Channel at my parents' house, and, I guess they would have been split up at this point. But anyway, Disney Channel would have, behind-the-scenes footage of, the big, mill scene in the movie, if you've seen that particular sword fight scene, if you've seen the movie. So I was super stoked about it going into this movie, and I remember being absolutely blown away with it as a kid and loving this one way more than Curse of the Black Pearl. But in hindsight, I think it's obvious that Curse of the Black Pearl is a better made movie, better pacing, so on and so on. It's strange to me that the first two films are 2.5 and At World's End is 3 hours. I really don't think they need that. But they do make really good use of their time, in my opinion, even though the intros are a little too long for these movies, especially in 4 and 5. But that's a whole nother story we'll get to one of these days. So, basically, Dead Man's Chest is the introduction of a new villain, Davy Jones, and essentially, Elizabeth and Will are being hung at the beginning of the film for having any kind of communication and dealings with Jack Sparrow by the British government and kind of their new leader, Lord whatever his name is, with their goofy wigs and whatnot. It's strange how Pirates of the Caribbean make the British government, who are going by Christian law from the Bible itself, into the bad guys. Like, I understand their leader in this movie, the new leader, is really not a good guy, but the British government would not be the bad guys in this situation. We're talking about pirates, criminals, thieves who do awful, evil things. So it's a little strange that for the sake of the stories, we always have to make the British into the bad guys for this. Anyway, that's a little defense for you Brits out there. God bless you. So basically, I don't really understand why when this movie kicks off that Will and Elizabeth are defending Jack as if they're like loyal henchmen to him, because in the rest of the movies, whether it be Curse of the Black Pearl, by the end of this one, At World's End, any of those things, they never really have that kind of relationship with Jack. So it doesn't really explain itself to me well enough. I feel like it's something that wasn't done properly, and then a rewrite of the later parts of the movie changed it up a little bit. But you still have that swashbuckling, Star Wars-y feel to this pulpy movie. And I love that about it. There's so much action in here. And again, the Disney Channel stuff behind the scenes back in the day with the mill fight, it was so amazing. I love that stuff. I think it is so freaking cool. You have an even more ghostly movie this time. You don't just have like CGI skeletons, you have like total monsters in this film, not including the Kraken. The Kraken is in this movie, and that's freaking cool for what they did with it here. So anyway, Dead Man's Chest, what does that mean? Well, basically there's a chest that has Davy Jones' heart inside of it. A lot of this movie is everybody looking for the key to this chest, and then eventually looking for the chest itself, because Jack Sparrow is being haunted by Davy Jones himself, and even encounters Will Turner's dad's ghost at one point. What is it, Bootstrap Bill, or something like that? I can't remember his name. But basically, the longer that you're on Davy Jones' ship, the locker, if you will, you become monstrous. Like, you begin to have coral and barnacles and stuff grow on you. Some people turn into crabs. Some people turn into fucking sharks. Davy Jones himself has an octopus face. I love the way they did mocap for this movie. This is the thing, folks. If you happen to be younger, just like I talked about with Curse of the Black Pearl, you do not understand what the CGI in this movie did for movies. You don't. And I know it was insanely expensive technology, it still is. But Disney were so far ahead of the game back in the day that I don't think you understand. When you look in hindsight now at this movie, yeah, the CGI looks great, but you do not understand this was the highest peak and standard of CGI we had ever seen. Revenge of the Sith came out the year before, or the year of. I think Revenge of the Sith was 2006, right? It was 5 or 6. I think it was 5, because the 20th anniversary was this year. Anyway, Revenge of the Sith did not have the kind of CGI that this movie had. It had great CGI for their fights and the, all of the, like, Mustafar system and all that. I love Revenge of the Sith. But Revenge of the Sith does not have the look of this movie. This was quality filmmaking, and that CGI mocap, I think that was the first time I ever saw mocap in a movie, where it's not just, octopus face man. It was like an actor they had to basically paint over with CGI. And it's incredible. I love it, dude. The music is great, just as always. Is it true that Hans Zimmer did the music for these? I forgot to mention that in Curse of the Black Pearl, but I heard that in a video on YouTube the other day. I didn't fact check it. If that's true, that's amazing, because the soundtrack is excellent for these. Or the score, whatever. But there's a ton of fighting in here, and there's kind of like a new companion in the mixture of things. Not only do you have Will and Jack kind of butting heads a lot over Elizabeth, it's not really a big headbutt because Will and Elizabeth will always be a thing. But then you have the guy that was the leader of the Brits in the previous film kind of get demoted, if you will, and he's trying to earn his place back because he feels like he lost his place in life. Elizabeth ran off with Will and Jack, especially with Will, because she fell in love with him, even though she was supposed to marry this Brit guy that I cannot remember the name of. But there's a big fight at the mill that I brought up that I think is one of the best scenes in a movie ever. I think it is one of the most amazing fight scenes in a movie ever, ever, ever. It is so good and so fun to watch. The movie itself, from beginning to end, is fun to watch. Yeah, it's a little bit lesser than Curse of the Black Pearl. It feels a little less complete than Curse of the Black Pearl. But I love it. I think it has so much going for it, and by the end of it, it really shocked me because I did not remember the ending of this movie. I've only seen it like twice in my life. But it was so fun and such a good time. And again, that ending kind of rounded it off in the really best possible way that it could. I was very impressed. I think the writing is really strong here. I think the jokes are even better than part one. It's really, I don't know. It's sad to see how the Pirates films kind of went by the time they hit 4. Even by the time they hit 3, the quality kind of dipped a little bit. Kind of like the Matrix films for me, but we'll get there when I talk about it World's End. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it, man. I think that Dead Man's Chest has a lot to offer. If you haven't seen the Pirates films, at least watch the trilogy of movies, the first 3 of them. Because there's a lot there. There's a lot to offer for you. And I think you'll have a really good time. It has so much fun itself. You can tell watching behind the scenes stuff and whatnot for this movie that everybody making it was having a good time. And I think it's pretty obvious in any movie that you watch that you can tell that. You can feel it in the movie itself. Like Breakfast Club, for example, like Star Wars. I just think it's obvious, depending on what movie we're talking about, that there was a lot of heart because everybody cared. And this feels like one of them, to me. So anyway, what do you think about the Dead Man's Chest movie? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think this is the beginning of the end? It kind of is, but I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Is this the best movie to you? Let me know down below. Anyway, thank you all. God bless you again. Catch you later, and goodbye.